With you. I swear life is a roller coaster. Speeding in and out of lanes, I can't get pulled over. I speak reality like when an addict gets sober. Knowledge infinite, so my quest is never over. Hopping in and out of Range Rovers, blowing my trees. Yes, indeed, the type of situations I need. I love the breach, but I could never get with the greed. The car into your red guts like when pussy bleed. How you expect like the growth? I wanted to get into like, how are you able to manage being an entrepreneur and handle your responsibilities as a father, as a family man? Like, talk about that.
You know, life is about choosing a understanding person, right? Mm-hmm. Because more than likely, if you're an entrepreneur or you're hustling, you have to have a person that understands that. Mm-hmm. Because reality is, if I sat down every day and only chill, I would love that, but I wouldn't be being me, right? And that's where you have to have a mate that understands that. You know, you sometimes, like, I'll give you a quick story. One time I was talking to a young guy. He said to me, I can't respect my dad because my dad was never there. I said, who was there? He said, my mom. And I said, let me ask you a question. He said, what? I said, did your mother work? He said, not really. So I said, your mother didn't work? He says, no. I said, so who was paying the money? He said, my dad. I said, that's why your mother was able to be there. Your mother was there because the dad was making the sacrifices. But the fact of the matter is, society doesn't exploit that. They let the mothers was killing themselves around you, but the dad was killing himself so the mother could be around you, right? So he sacrificed himself for the mother to be able to nurture the way she should, right? So when I said that to him, he said, you know something crazy? I never thought about that. And I said, yeah, you don't think like that because society doesn't explain that sometimes that the fathers who don't get the recognition is the ones who are making an extreme level of sacrifice to put their families in better positions, right? That's a fact. And that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm making the sacrifices so that my children will be in great colleges and great situations. Like I took my son, custody of my son, and I've raised my son myself. And my son, it blew my mind. I almost cried when he said this. He said to me, I said, what do you see the difference between living with me and living with your mom? He said, the difference is, with living with you, I'm able to be myself. You put me in an environment where I can feel comfortable being me. My son is into animation and that's his thing. He's around other kids that's like that. But where he was at, he had to kind of hide who he was.
Yeah.
So he said, now where you got me, I'm able to be me.
Be myself.
Yes. And he said, now I feel very happy where I'm at. So as a father, I said, even though I'm not around you a lot, I put you in an environment where you're able to be you. Mm-hmm. So you know what I'm saying? So he's not controlled by his environment. So that's how, maintaining both.
That's powerful right there. That's powerful. I felt that. That's hard.
I feel you.
Yeah, that's real. So I want to get into a next question about your book.
Okay.
So what made you write your book? Like what made you even get the idea like, all right, I'm gonna write a book about my life? Like,
my whole movement is don't let that go over your head, right? Mm-hmm. My whole movement is about reprogramming the mindset and changing the mentality. Because like I said before, results are a reflection of the way a person thinks. So like when I started sitting down, I said, here's the issue. You take Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You take Think and Grow Rich. You take The Richest Man in Babylon. You take, these are the Millionaire Next Door. These are very financially prominent books. But here's the dilemma. Most people don't read because they get intimidated by looking at books. So I said, you know what? I'm going to dumb down a lot of the intimidation and allow a person to see that, you can get through understanding this in a day. You can get through understanding this in a week. I'm going to make the book very small and make it make sense, right? So I talked about the group economics. Why do most people fail? Because they don't see the power in group, right? Look at the logic. If me and you go to jump somebody, we see the value in it. But we don't see the value in jumping economics. We can jump bills, but we see the value in jumping a person physically. So I said, you know what? Let me teach there's a such thing called group economics. Let me teach there's a such thing as generational wealth, right? How do you start the generational wealth train flowing, right? Now the next book I'm writing is about trust, and I'm going deeper into it. I'm going way deeper into it. I wanted to give the beginning. Now I'm gonna give you the gravy and the dessert and everything else, right? But I said I wanted to, so I'm gonna give you a little something to get the juices mentally flowing, right? Because like I said, the book is called The Art of Reprogramming the Mindset. In order to fix you, you have to change your mentality. But sometimes we get so caught up with who we were, we can't see who we want to become. It's like driving, looking in your rearview mirror. What's gonna happen? So look, there's a big windshield in front of you, but you keep driving, staring in the rearview mirror like this.
Crash.
And that's what we're doing in life. A lot of us are crashing because
looking,
we so
looking
yes.
behind us.
They keep looking behind them.
I said, yo,
right?
that was a bar right there.
Yeah, you gotta
Hit
look
the ball.
forward.
Hit the ball.
You gotta keep looking forward, right? And that's the problem. A lot of us don't look in a forward because even what you've done is still behind you. So it's what you're not doing today is ultimately affecting you today. You know, your past is over. It's what you're not doing today. That's all that matters.
That's a fact. No, for real. You can't, that's the biggest thing. And you're a huge representation of that through your life by you telling your life story to us right now. I see that you cannot let what happened to you in the past determine your future.
Yes.
You can't. If you want to be a better person, you can. Like you said earlier, the fact that you got to wake up today gives you. I keep that mentality. I really keep that mentality that all right, no matter what I'm going through in life, every day I wake up, I have an opportunity to make it better.
Yes.
Just about to say that.
Yep.
Yes.
You have the opportunity to make it better.
You do.
So that's my whole biggest thing. You cannot, you gotta let go of the past. Like you gotta work hard to let go of the past and whatever pain you went through or whatever, not that it cripple you and stop you from becoming a better you in the future.
Yes.
So that's real.
Yes.
That's really
Because you don't want to create no cycles.
Yeah, that's breaking the cycle.
You gotta break the generation.
That's really
curse.
breaking. If you're able to do that and transform yourself and get out of that, transform your mentality, like you said, reprogramming your mindset, because it's all a mindset. Because I used to be, I always tell people this when I'm talking, when I have real conversations with people, I remember when, I used to be a negative person and stuff like that.
Annoyingly.
Yeah, I used to be a negative person. I feel like. So and it didn't really hit me. I didn't know until my brothers told me. They was like, "Yo, Miles, you mad negative all the time, nigga."
Nah, for real.
Christ,
I remember.
so
It was annoying.
Yes. You ever wake up wanting to snuff somebody?
Yo, bro,
that was the definition.
when it took my brothers to tell me that, and then really see, I had to look myself in the mirror and I gotta change my mind because I don't want people telling me that. That's crazy. I don't want my own brothers telling me that. So. I really had to change my whole mindset and really be and like you said, energy is everything. If I'm gonna be negative all the time, I'm gonna get negative results.
Yeah, exactly.
But if I'm positive and I just worry about my happiness instead of the negative, I'm gonna see better things. So that's what I try to keep that mentality. And it's still, trust me, it's still a struggle. I struggle with fighting them negative thoughts all the time and every day, but. I know that being positive is better than being negative.
Every time I wake up,
dwelling
I see
in
this man
shit.
Always because
I'm an overthinker. I'm an overthinker. I'm a super overthinker.
I'm like, yo, bro, just nigga, wake up, bro.
Yo,
it's a whole new day, bro. Why you sitting
bro.
around moping?
Can't mope in it. Yeah, bro.
You dwell in your head too much, that's gonna corrode you.
I felt like I wanted to. I felt like I was like, damn, I wanted to listen to some Drake.
But there's a person in the cemetery that'll trade his life with you right now.
Nah,
Right?
that's right.
There's a person laying in the cemetery right now that'll trade his life for you. But the fact of the matter is, society tells you that you aren't successful, but that's not true, because you know your starting point in life to where you are today. But some of us are so caught up where others are, we can't see where we've came from.
Nah.
We spend too much time.
Social media got us comparing ourselves.
And it's sad because it's not real. You know, I always tell a lot of those influencers, but look, go live in where you live at. Tell the influencers show their rooms. I don't want to see your house. Just show your room. They won't do it, right? One day, me and the guy was talking, and I said, "There's no reason for me to be upset." He said, "Why?" I said, "Bro, I roll over in a California King size bed, right? I have my own master suite in my house. That's not bragging, but that's staying where I came from. I remember coming home from prison, sleeping on my little brother in the floor. Right? But one thing I will say is most people won't be successful until they normalize having successful conversations. Right? You have to make yourself uncomfortable. You have to sit around people who are doing 80 times better than you, so therefore, and feel comfortable while you're with it. Feel comfortable like, yo, he's doing really good. But the fact of the matter is, use that as inspiration rather than hate. Notice in most cases, I hate to say this, when you go around people that look like us, you talk about success, they hate you.
Yes,
yo, why you think, our whole biggest thing, within our culture as black people, dudes can't even go back to their own hood and go like because people like you just said they take it as hey you drinking champagne in front of beer sippers like they taking that whole thing.
I got
man.
one worse
like,
for you. Watch this. Let's say you in 12th grade. Yeah. If I took you in 12th grade and put you in 3rd grade, how would the kids in that classroom look at you?
Like we were, we dummies.
And that's the same thing the bad neighborhoods look at you as if you graduated from it. You're putting yourself back into an environment that you've graduated from. You're supposed to go help the environment by doing things to help the environment. But by sitting yourself into an environment that you've outgrown, you only make yourself accessible to the person that doesn't see themselves successful. So they're gonna hate you for what they haven't done. And now by you allowing yourself to be around it, yes, and that's what you do. You can't be around it. You got to do things, create programs, right? Do things that can help them. But they're never going to see you as the guy that grew up there anymore. They're going to look at you as you're the guy that got lucky.
which is fucked up.
It is, but it ain't.
I'm not saying because I'm not gonna lie. There is some people that do exploit the hood and shit like that. Like they kind of come back just to use them for the career. A lot of people. Yeah. Keep it buck. A lot of people. So like, but there is people that want to make a change, but it's so rare. Like I wish it was more people because I feel like a lot of these dudes they talk about the money they got, but I don't see them doing shit from the fucked up places they come from.
Nah, facts.
Right.
I don't be seeing them doing I'm like bro, you guys are bragging about this and that, and talking about from your hood, I'm from this, but y'all not doing. All you doing is just promoting the bad negativity and shit like that.
But
It's
tell people that's not happy to be unhappy.
Yeah.
You know something crazy? I'll give you a quick testimony real quick. When I was in prison, right, I read the definition of a loser. At one point, I read the whole dictionary, right? Every book, I read the whole dictionary. And it's something funny. The definition in one of the dictionaries, a loser is one who obtains a felony or a misdemeanor. It's a definition. So now imagine being in prison with a felony, and you're telling me that I'm a loser because I made a mistake, right? So my whole goal was when I come home is to prove this definition wrong. So it can't be true if one person has proven it to be wrong, right? If I tell you that red is red, the color red is definitely the color red. But defined by the word loser, it says that I'm a loser because I obtained a felony. That's not true. I've done something that losers do, but not holding on to it as I'm a loser based on my mentality, right?
Yeah.
A loss is only a loss if you learn nothing from the loss. When you don't learn anything, then you lost. Or when you learn something, you've won because ultimately you've grown from the loss, right? So sometimes in life, that's why it's vital who you keep around you, because when you in your moping moments, you need those people that have high hopes. The whole concept of a gym is the personal trainer is not because you don't know how to work out. It's because you don't have the discipline to work out. So now you use him as motivation or her as motivation to keep you encouraged. That's the same thing in life. You got to be around people that's like, yo, you bugging. What are you doing? You being lazy. And what happens is society tell you those are the enemies. Those are the heroes. Those are the people that's going to motivate you and push you to go to the next levels, right?
I need my brothers to tell me that. That's a fact. Like,
Bro.
I need my brothers to tell
What
Miles,
Saturday
get
was
on
it?
your shit.
Yo,
Get on
Miles
your
was up
shit,
at 5
Miles.
in the morning. I'm like,
Get on
yo,
your
bro.
shit.
I'm like, bro, it's 5 in the morning. Ain't no fucking way you up this fucking early. niggas just in the room like this. I'm like, bro, you good? He's like, yeah, just got a line. I'm like, if you don't shut the fuck up and wake up, man. I'm like, yo, it's a whole new day, bro.
That's a
whole
fact.
new day.
Yo, bro, you can't, you just gotta face whatever problems. You just face it, and as long as it didn't kill you, you can get through it.
Bro, it makes you
I gotta
stronger,
keep that
bro.
mentality. I can't keep taking them hits and can't keep dropping. Like
Caving
you
in
gotta,
on the body
you
shots.
can't keep caving in. Like you gotta eat them.
Bro.
Gotta eat them and keep it going, man. Like for real, bro.
I got
Because it's gonna be life is really up and down. It's
like
gonna
it's
be
a
more
roller
hits,
coaster ride, bro.
It's gonna be more
You just
hits.
going along for the
You
ride.
know what I mean?
Who takes the hits more personal though? Someone that feels like they ain't supposed to get hit. That's why you take it personal.
Yeah.
You gotta look at it like, if you can get hit, why I can't get hit?
Facts.
If you can fall off, why I can't fall off?
Yeah.
That's life.
Word.
It's life.
Word.
Gotta be humble
Word.
about it.
Yeah,
That's a
you
fact.
gotta
It's really life.
humbilize
Like,
yourself
yo,
about
bro,
it, bro.
anything can happen, bro. Anything can happen to anybody. So, and that's why that's my whole thing. Like, I stay humble. I stay humble, and I, like you guys said, like, keep a positive mentality.
Every day is a
Gotta
new
keep
day,
a positive
bro.
mentality.
Y'all watch UFC?
A little bit.
I dabble.
You know who Israel is?
Yeah.
Is he?
Of course, he's the hottest dude right now.
All right. You like him?
Yeah.
He's a good fighter.
Yeah.
You know Israel got knocked out 3 times by the same person? Knocked him out.
No,
Not
he
once,
I think he went up in the weight
not
class
twice,
for that, Yeah.
but he got knocked out 3 times.
Yeah.
You know what he did, right? Went and fought him a 4th time.
Yeah.
Look at the logic of that.
He didn't stop.
Imagine if y'all had a fist fight.
Yeah.
He knocks you out clean. Fair. Then you fought him a 2nd time. He knocked you out a 2nd time. I don't think you're going to want to fight him a 3rd time. Right? But look, this man has so much heart
Yes.
that he went in the ring for a 3rd time and got knocked out again. I'm talking about not no split decisions. Sleep. 3 times. Right? He said, I want to fight you a 4th time. And on the 4th time, he won. What kind of heart it takes to do something like that?
Word, nah, that's a fact.
And the problem is, the narrative is this. We so caught up in getting knocked out once
Yeah.
and not having the courage to get up over 1 knockout.
Word.
It says a lot about you. It says that you're really
You
weak.
can't fold.
Yes.
Yo, you
Can't-
can't,
nah,
yo,
yes.
yo. I refuse. Yo, one thing that's real because I refuse. One thing in my life, I refuse to be a victim. I refuse to just roll over and just like take shit. Like, bro, you gotta like you just said, like if you get knocked down, you gotta dust yourself off, get back up. If it didn't kill you, you can do it again. You
I
can
go by
keep
this.
trying,
The hardest
bro.
motivation is when you're down bad because you may not have somebody.
Are
there
you
to
really
pick you
down
up.
bad though?
Mentally though, mentally.
You're
Nah.
not down. You're just not where you want to be at the moment.
Yeah.
That gets
Right?
you. That gets you.
If you know,
down
if you
in
have,
the
like you
present
said,
state
if you
sometimes.
have the mindset to know that, all right, I'm not, because I know I'm not where I want to be at right now. I want more things. I
Y'all
want
got
better
high
things.
dreams for us.
But I'm working towards it. I know I'm working towards it.
I
so
flip,
I'm gonna get there.
I flip real estate. No, y'all see I flip real estate?
Yeah, it's facts.
Now, no, the funny thing is, my first flip, I lost $40-something thousand.
Oh god.
You want to hear something? In my first flip, I had a total of only 50 G's. I lost 40-something thousand. And you want to hear what I did? I got back in there and did it again. Right? Yo, I was mad.
It's a gamble.
I was like, oh my
Nah,
God.
facts.
Oh my God.
Yo, bro, I'm gonna tell you, knowing that I was losing this money, I still said to myself, you're not losing because you're learning, right? What did you do wrong? I asked myself what I did wrong, and once I learned what I did wrong, I fixed it, right? And I'm gonna tell you something about life, right? The number one thing I had to learn about anything in business is the king or the queen is only as strong as the team. I lost because I tried to put everything on my table and try to win by myself. I didn't play team basketball. I tried to play individual basketball. And ultimately, the team knocked me out. Because life is about finding a team and building with a team. But I didn't think like that. I thought individually like, yo, I can put up all the points. I can get all the rebounds. I can get all the steals, right? And ultimately, I got overwhelmed and I underperformed because I put too much pressure on myself. Sometimes in life, you have to learn how to delegate. And that's what I've learned now. Everyone that's around me serves a purpose. And the reason why they serve a purpose is because we're building something. In order to build something, you have to be around people that understand that he might do the masonry work, right? I created the foundation. In order, you might understand the
building
blueprint.
the house.
It
It's
is.
like building the house.
But it's
everybody
also-
plays their part.
That's
Everybody
it.
plays their position.
Yes.
Electrician,
Yes.
plumber, all
Yes.
that shit. That's
Yes.
a fact.
But
That's a
uh,
good analogy right
But
there.
imagine if you're the electrician, he's the plumber,
Yeah.
you doing the plumber work, he's doing the electrician work. Y'all not gonna build the house. That's not your job. Sometimes you gotta know what you're gifted at and what you're not gifted at and comfortably saying, I'm not good at that. Like technology is not my thing. But my people that's around me, they run my technology. And every time they bring it up, my guy Tyler here in the studio now, I tell him, stop asking me to do this. I don't know nothing about this.
That's you.
Right?
That's you.
And I'm comfortable enough to say that because I'm gonna tell you something. It's not about what you don't know. It's about who you put around you that do know it. Because they say you gotta learn. You ain't gotta learn everything because everything ain't for you. Right? Some people are just naturally gifted. They're just gifted at what they're gifted at. That's like trying to take Shaquille O'Neal and make him shoot threes. Shaq is not made to shoot threes, right? But he will box down and get you points and dunk on you and rebound. You got to know who you are. And when you know who you are, it's not that you're weak. The wisest man that makes or woman that makes themselves stronger is by attaching themselves to something that's stronger. That's what makes them really strong.
And like you said, a a real person knows their strengths and weaknesses and is comfortable with it. That's being comfortable in your own skin with it and know that, all right, I need help. It's okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with asking for help. I need help. Man.
They got to.
Hell yeah, bro.
Think about it. Look at it from a mental standpoint. How many times society told you that the strongest person is the one that hold things back, right? And that don't say anything. They said that's the strongest person.
No, I disagree with
The
that.
strongest person is the one that's willing to make themselves vulnerable to know that they're going to be judged for exercising their pains and their traumas and what they've gone through. It takes a very strong person to be able to alleviate with conversation. Let me tell you, I'm going through this. It's not
Express
easy.
himself, yeah.
Yes,
Express
that's
himself.
strength. But we're taught the opposite. That's why I truly believe. I
And
hate to say
as
this.
as black people, yo, we're taught to like, yo, especially
Not
as
show
yo, black
emotion.
men,
Yeah.
But
yo,
women-
we're taught to like, yo,
I
we gotta
do.
hold everything
Yes,
in.
yes,
yo,
yes,
if
yes.
you display any type of vulnerability, yo, you're weak as shit.
Word.
Da da da. Even when we have the moments as black men, like. It's a lot right now.
what-
Like
yeah.
I'm going
No,
through
nah,
a
you
lot
right,
right
bro.
now.
Word.
That's when you explore and you crash out. That's when you crash out.
But
and
that's
shit,
where
bro.
you need to create people that you're
Yeah.
around that make you feel comfortable enough to be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Too many. Everybody is taken right now. When you look at everybody in the world, Chris is taken. I can't be Chris. Tyler's taken. I can't be Miles, Marcellus, and Maceo are all taken. I can't be them. Right? But I can be Q. And in order for me to be Q, see, the problem is when we start looking at someone else's lens, we don't look at it as the whole concept of life is becoming your better self.
Yeah.
Using people to be inspired by them, but also becoming the better you. Right? Every day you should be working on becoming the better you. Because a day ago you was getting up at 9 o'clock in the morning. Today you're getting up at 8:55. That is 5 minutes earlier than you ever got up in your life. That's a big step. But yet and still you're gonna look at the fact that you've been getting up at 5 o'clock. But that we're two different people. Right? Tomorrow, work on getting up at 8:45. Now you knocked off 10 minutes of something you've never done in your life. See, the whole concept of life is stepping in small steps. Stop thinking that we're going to just change the world in big increments.
leap, yeah.
There's no such thing, right? You got to do it in small steps, but being comfortable with that, right? You know who you are, right? And that's the problem when I'm looking at this guy like, damn, he gets up every day at 5 a.m. That's why some of these influencers, I always tell them they create false narratives.
Yes.
Right, and I'm like,
everybody goes on their own beat or their own
'Cause they
drum,
wanna
bro.
show-
That's
that's
what
facts.
that's
That's
how
like-
we put. That's
like
what
one of your-
being a human
one of
is
your
all
chapters
about,
in the
bro.
book, Smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and
That's
mirrors.
what it reminds me of.
let's talk about that.
Yo, get into it. Yo, I just wanted to say that. Yo, let's start getting into these questions, man. Questions about the book. Definitely, you guys hit it off.
So one of these questions I got from chapter 2 is how do you think we as a people can establish generational wealth?
One is the number one issue I see with most people, and the hardest thing to create is, right? Y'all guys are triplets. Y'all 3 brothers.
Yeah.
Sometimes in life, someone may not see your vision. And it's not your job to make them see your vision. You're forcing someone to see something they don't see. Ultimately losing your time. Your whole objective in life is not only about finding yourself, but it's about creating yourself. Right? In order for me to create this thing called generational wealth, I have to put people around me that see the bigger picture. If they don't see the bigger picture, I have to allow them to be themselves and comfortably go continue and pursue what my dream is. See, the problem is you'll spend so much time trying to make people see what they don't see. They don't see it. And you'll yell at them and you'll scream at them. I truly believe that you're the selfish person that's doing that. Because the whole concept of life is accepting people for who they are. Right? A person that wants success or want more ultimately put themselves around that. So for me, if I have 2 children or 3 children, if I have one of my kids, he doesn't care about it, I'm not going to force feed him a baby steak. A baby is not made to eat steak. Right? This baby has to want to eat steak, right? This child has to want to learn how to walk. This child, everything is done on his own time. You could try to make your kid walk all day, but they're still going to get down and crawl. And that's how some people are comfortable doing. They're comfortable crawling. And that's not your fault. That's their fault. So in order to build generational wealth, it's about finding like-minded people, especially relationships, right? That's vital. They say multiple streams of income. Your second stream of income is supposed to be your mate, whether it's a man or whether it's a woman. Your automatic second stream of income is supposed to the person you put attached to you, right? Because I hate to say this, and a lot of men get mad when I say this, women don't determine relationships. Men determine relationships. Women determine sex, right? And when a man chooses a mate, it says everything about him.
Like, I mean, the women you're with is a reflection of you. That's
Agreed.
how people's gonna see it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But that's how you're gonna acquire generational wealth when you're trying to win a championship, but your mate wants to waste all the money.
Right.
Y'all working against each other. You have two different missions. And it's not that she's a bad woman. It's not that you're a good man. It's not that she's a good woman or you're a bad man. It's just you're not compatible, right? And in life, that's what happens. I went through a divorce myself based on compatibility. Not that she's a bad woman, but it just wasn't compatible for me, right? It's just how life goes.
How you think we should go with like choosing a mate sometimes?
I think it should be two. I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is me being honest as a man. A man should never chase behind a woman. A man should always chase, pursuing his greater self, ultimately adding value to himself. A man that's happily positioning himself tends to have less insecurities. A man that's not doing well comes with extreme lots of insecurities, right? A man could be very ugly, but have his life together and see himself as so handsome. A man that's ugly sees himself as very unattractive. That's how you can see a guy who's attractive, broke, and still don't see himself as attractive. Because a man is supposed to pursue his greatest self. When a man is pursuing his greater self, ultimately women will pursue him because he's pursuing his greater self. Women, it's not that a woman is a gold digger. People throw that gold digger title around too much. It's not that. A woman needs stability in order to feel like a woman. If a man doesn't provide stability, a woman will never see him as a man. It's just human nature. A woman, they're stability diggers. They look for who can provide stability and they're attracted to it. Yes, that's what it is. And some men who are still little boys, they be like, yo, she just want me because I get to the, of course she does. Because she know that her children aren't going to suffer.
Yeah.
That, yo,
You break it down like that.
Nah, it really be.
Yes.
Yo, I was just saying, I was talking to Broski, and we was like talking about this whole passport bro shit, and they was like saying how I was like, yo, bro, but some of these girls like, in these places like, oh, when did they just want you for your money? But it's like, yo, it's kind of like that everywhere. It's like that everywhere.
It is, but it ain't. And I'm gonna tell you why. And I talk to a lot of men, and the truth of the matter is the rooms that you put in yourself in, you'll see a certain level of mentality. There are a lot of women on earth right now that only want a man to come home and pay his way. They don't expect you to be a superhero. There are not women who are looking for six-figure earners. They're looking for men. Men that are going to respect them, men that's going to be loyal to them, men that's going to be honest. But society balls everybody up based on their experiences. You might have been insecure, so guess what? You dated a woman that was insecure or only superficial, and then you're mad at women for being superficial. You've chosen a superficial mate, right? In reality, she showed you that in the beginning, but guess what we did? We ignored it. So when we ignored it, we got the results of a superficial person. The person was superficial. They wanted Birkin bags, Louis Vuitton. They're so addicted to social media, but yet and still you couldn't see that in the beginning. Because sometimes in life we move so fast that we run past the red flags.
And we get caught up in the looks and stuff like
Yes.
that. I know, especially since we still young, I try to catch myself, yo, Miles, yo, don't get caught up in the looks. Don't get caught up in the looks sometimes.
You get caught up in the mentality.
Yo, bro, because she could be pretty with an ugly spirit.
But I think that's the worst reason to start looking for a mate, right? I've met some of the most unattractive, to me physically, but the most conscious person that I know he can build something with. Yes, because if you only dating because it looks, like I remember one guy said to me, yo, Q, how can I be attracted to her and look at her body? And I said, bro, her body twisted because she had your kid. You should be ashamed of yourself. What kind of man are you? Like yo, you laughing at her fupa. You laughing at the fact that she has rolls now. You laughing at these things, but this girl went through a whole body change to produce your child. And if not your child, to produce a child.
Yeah.
So it's not easy. It's easier for a man to lose weight than it is for a woman. And a lot of times we have these conversations and I'm like, we got to think mature. But the problem is you have so many men who are broken, bitter, and scorned, who have platforms who are making more men broken, bitter, and scorned. And then you have women who have platforms who are teaching women how to be broken, bitter, and scorned.
Yo.
That's all it is.
So, Q, thank you, man, for coming through. Yo, you dropped a lot of jewels on us, man. Yo,
A lot of
very
jewels.
invested.
Yo,
Heavily
y'all,
invested.
We gotta
Pay
bring
attention
we gotta
and
have
listen to
another.
what
We
you're
gotta have
saying.
another episode.
We gotta have
We gotta
him
have
again.
another
We gotta have him
episode.
on again. Yo, we gotta
have
definitely,
another
He was
episode.
definitely spin.
Some of the questions we didn't get to because of the fact that
We tell a little time restriction.
You was giving us Summer's game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
we wish
we
we had a
were
little.
tuned
This could have gone on for hours. Yo, we could have went on for hours. That's a fact.
Nah,
Hell
facts,
yeah.
facts.
But yo, We appreciate you again, bro, for coming through. Yo,
That means
and
a lot.
Make sure,
It means a
yo,
lot
y'all
to
make sure y'all tap into his book, The Art of
Reprogramming
Reprogramming the Mindset. The Art of Reprogramming the Mindset. I apologize. Let me get that right.
And
The Art of Reprogramming the Mindset.
You also have a podcast called Don't
don't let
Your
that
Head, right?
go over your head.
Go over your head. You
Don't
feel
let
me?
that go over your head, man.
Tap
So
in.
y'all tap
please.
into that,
Find
yo.
us on Instagram at JWL Talk.
Hell
Find
yeah,
us on
man.
all
TikTok as
streaming
well.
platforms, or on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts.
On
Everything.
damn near everything, man.
Click the
like,
link.
really.
Click the link in our bio.
Click the link in our bio,
Twitch
man.
coming soon.
Yo, Twitch coming soon,
Twitch
bro. Yo,
coming soon.
A lot of, we're really trying to, like, step our game up and really getting our feet in everything, man. And, yo, I'm working, y'all. When I tell y'all, y'all really about to see the grind. We working. I'm working on my project. I'm trying to get it mixed.
Miles got a
everything.
raise. That's why he
Yo,
hyped.
I know it's been taking long forever, but yo, like I said, man, all the bullshit that comes with it. But I'm trying to just get my money right with it, invest in myself, make sure it's quality sound and not some just garbage and shit like that. Actually sound good. So y'all gonna come to that, and there's more coming, man.
Miles, ask for that raise, man.
Huh?
Ask for that raise. Ask for that raise. He said.
Say something, plug it out here.
What?
Say something.
Say it, bro.
I'm gonna just say this before I finish my set. In life, you are a reflection of your company, right? Know that you are who you stay around. Your results is not that you can't, it's because you limited yourself with the people that can. Be around the people that can, and you'll see that it's honestly feasible and it can happen. So be conscious. Like, my guys asked me to do the podcast with them. I said, why wouldn't I? I get to build with my little bros. I haven't talked to them like this in a long time. So it felt good for me to do it. And for me, like I said, anybody that knows me, anytime I could touch a platform to try to help somebody out, to help change their mentality, that's my whole goal. Life is not about what you say. It's always about what you do. And be conscious of what you do.
Yo, we ended it right there. That's it.
Man, so, again, I'm your host, Finesse Leo.
I'm your host, Mason the Mic.
And I'm your host, Louis Foy.
And this has been Jewel Talk.
Jewel Talk.
Jewel Talk.
Jewel Talk.
Jewel Talk.
Jewel Talk. Spitting nothing but jewels, you
heard?
heard?
We outta here.
Peace.
I swear life is a roller coaster. Speeding in and out of lanes, I can't get pulled over. I speak reality like when an addict gets sober. Knowledge infinite, so my quest is never over. Hopping in and out of Range Rovers, blowing my trees. Yes, indeed, the type of situations I need. I love the breach, but I could never get with the greed. The car into your red guts like when pussy bleed. How you expect life to grow?